talking about in today's live stream, and also discussing with you guys how you think that lockdown has altered your personality in some way. Certainly for me, the way lockdown has affected my life is that it's given me a lot of time just to like downtime, just to sort of reevaluate where I am in life and what I want to achieve, what I want to do, and various things like that. So it's sort of allowed me to like a compass finding north. It's allowed me to sort of realign and find where I want to be. So that's been great. And also the other thing I think is it's allowed me just lots of time to sleep, which is kind of like a strange thing that you wouldn't really think about, but I've managed to get in some really good quality sleep time, and that's been absolutely awesome. Just to sort of like completely recharge my body looks better, my face looks better, everything's looking a lot better now, which is just absolutely awesome, and I'm so glad that's happening. So yeah, those are like the key points, and then we'll just check out the chat. And yeah, it was interesting, wasn't it? And hello everyone in the chat. Hello. So yes, that's what we're talking about today. How it's affected us. So the sleep has been absolutely awesome for me. It's been absolutely awesome just managing to catch up on some really good quality sleep time. And with that, I sort of feel that I'm a different sort of person now. I do think it's affected my personality in several different ways, really. And I'm a lot more relaxed. I can make a lot more calmer decisions. I'm more like sort of like plan something out, whereas before I was a little bit sort of impulsive and I just do something. Now I find that I'm sort of like thinking about it a lot more, considering things, and also I don't need as many things. Before I needed something, and I needed this and I needed that and I needed the other. But I noticed that after the lockdown and everything, now that we're finally coming out of it, I have got less need for things. There's still things that I want, but it's not like I need to buy this now. You know, the urgency, the sense of urgency seems to have gone away, which has been absolutely brilliant, because I don't want to be sort of like making purchasing decisions just willy-nilly on a whim. It's great to sort of just do that. So that's been awesome. And I really don't understand why it wants to request reviews and things. So strange. That I've started this stream and it's like immediately like request review. Lockdown has changed us in many different mysterious ways. I think you're right, Logan. I think you're right. It has made us change in different ways, almost certainly. We are not the same after lockdown. We are not the same. That is a definite thing that I would say. And I'm more mellower. I'm less sort of like snap decision. Take my time to decide things more. So that's definitely something that's altered my personality. I've managed to have a lot more time with myself, just to sort of be a lot more self-confident maybe. So that's been great. Gain a lot better sort of self-confidence, try and figure out what I actually want in life and my life goals. So that's been really handy as well. And also like spending time with family as well has been helpful. It doesn't help that like my brother lives away, but apart from that, there's been lots of like talking on the phone with him, and with my mum who I live with. She's like, I've spent lots of time with her, and Dexter the dog, the little pug. He's been awesome. I've managed to spend lots of time with him, which has been great. Bars are scary now. I've not been in a bar yet, so that's something that I've got to yet find out about. But I mean, with my YouTube, I wouldn't really... Everything's sort of devoted to my YouTubing, so I wouldn't really go into a bar unless I was hosting the bar. I was doing some sort of hosting event. I wouldn't just go into the bar, really. So that's one thing. Because I'm focusing on YouTube, it's sort of like dedicated to the channel now, and that's sort of like different, so we've got a different take on things like that. So yes, it's very much a chatty live stream today. I was never going to be the same after lockdown anyway. When lockdown started, I had started transitioning for only a very few months. Oh right, so it's managed to allow you to focus on your lockdown, on your transition, has it, Logan? Do you feel that that's been a big factor in your transition then? That you've managed to do a lot more in your transition during the lockdown? Because that could be quite good for your transition, I guess. I mean, for me, in terms of my transition, the lockdown held me back in a way because whilst I had a lot more time to actually, present female all the time because there was no pressures, it was quite difficult in terms of I couldn't get laser hair removal. So that stopped me a lot with laser hair removal, and some of the other things as well that were unexpected. I'm trying to think now. I couldn't have laser hair removal. That was a problem, and that was an issue. I haven't kept up my appearance in real life, but I can present online as femme. I think a lot of people like the internet, that they can just sort of like escape into it and present as female, even though you're not like dressed up at the time. Yeah, it can be quite good. Definitely, it was also big help. I could work inside and outside me, away from people. Yeah, it's been good, hasn't it? Yeah, to sort of like work yourself out. Definitely, that's happened with me. Lots of time just to consider, time just slowed down and to consider things. So that was really good. So definitely think that's happened, Logan. Have you managed to get anywhere with a gender identity service from the NHS, Logan, or because I got my initial assessment with the initial appointment, which puts you on the waiting list, but I'm on a waiting list for my first appointment, but I've passed the screening assessment, so to speak, so I'm actually on a waiting list. But apart from that, I'm not that medical side of the transition has actually been sort of stalled out. So that's stalled out for me, obviously, because they shut the gender identity clinics sort of thing. I'm with Leeds at the moment and nothing's happening yet. I'm just awaiting an appointment sometime in the future. So no, nothing like that. Oh, right, okay, yeah. So I've managed to get on the waiting list, but the waiting list's paused. So I mean, hopefully they're getting through appointments now. I believe they were doing remote appointments, so hopefully they can sort of speed through them a little bit easier, maybe. who knows? Who knows? So yes, it's changed me in various ways. Yeah, I think actually the change in my personality through this lockdown is actually going to have a roll-on effect with the channel, and I'm actually going to make, the same content but slightly different content. So I definitely think that that's going to have altered the sort of content that I'm producing and the content that I'm making, almost certainly. And I've also decided to focus on live streaming as well with my channel, because it allows a great sort of opportunity to connect with my audience. I still need to do the videos as well, but I think there needs to be a healthy balance between videos and live streaming to sort of create that community on the channel that you just sort of can't replicate anywhere else. I'll get there after college and work experience. Right, so you're going to do college and work experience first, and then you're going to go to the gender identity. Well, it's called the gender identity service now, but it's actually the gender identity clinic service. So yeah, I'm on a waiting list. It's going to take a while, but the sooner you get on the waiting list, the better though, because the waiting lists are very long, very, very long. So the sooner the better, as they say. You're too frazzled by both. I sort of know the feeling. When I did my degree with the Open University, that took quite a lot of energy out of me. The only thing that has been a side effect that I didn't really want is obviously with the really good sleep that I've managed to get, the knock-on effect with that has been that I've actually got quite, not lazy, because I'm actually just tired. I've got this sort of almost chronic fatigue syndrome kicking in, where it's just really tempting to go for a nap. So in the afternoons, I always go for a half hour to hour nap in the afternoon these days, which is great, but also it can sort of hamper productivity. So yeah, I've been doing, I wouldn't say excessive sleeping, but been getting in a lot of hours sleep, maybe sort of 8 to 9 hours, but it's not over the night time. It's sort of I'll get 6 to 7 hours, and then in the day I'll sneak in a couple of naps, which has been great, but they are quite addictive, and it's very tempting to just sort of not do anything and sleep. So it's not a case of laziness. I'm not sitting or laid in bed not doing anything but awake. I'm literally asleep, literally sleeping, or really, really tired and laid there, so it's not a case of procrastinating or not doing anything. It's a case of actually working. If I have coffee at 11 and 2, it stops the midday slump. Yeah, but sometimes at midday I've been sleeping till 11 in the morning. I don't blame you, Logan, but it depends. What time do you go to bed at night? Because getting up at 11, it's different. If you're going to bed very late, then actually you've just shifted your sleep pattern. You're not actually oversleeping. You're just getting the 7 to 8 hours they recommend every night, sort of thing. But yeah, so sleeping has sort of been an issue. It's harmed the channel. It's been good for my body, but it's harmed the channel because I've literally almost been ready to video or live stream, and then I've gone, oh, it's getting a bit late now, I best go to bed, and then I've just slept. So yes, it is a problem. You go to bed at 11 and then wake up at 11. Oh, so you're getting 12 hours sleep. Yeah, that's maybe slightly oversleeping, I'd say, because 7 to 8 is sort of the recommended, isn't it? But I mean, everyone's body's different. Everyone has different bodies at different times, so that can be an effect. Just wet my whistle. And yes, now with everything opening, it's sort of going to be quite interesting, isn't it? It's going to be interesting to see sort of like what happens, and as we sort of come out of things. But right now, with the cases so high, certainly in the UK, it's still quite scary to go out, even when the restrictions do lift. So it's something I'm going to be very cautious of for the next few months. Hopefully this thing can just sort of like flush out the system. That's certainly going to be good if we can sort of get this to sort of like just flush out of the system and go away. That would be awesome if that could happen, as in like the virus, out of society. So, but I'm certainly going to be cautious with that. I tried to throw it out of phase by not sleeping one night. Didn't work. No, I don't think it works like that. I've done something similar where I stayed up to about 6 in the morning, 6 to 8 in the morning, and then I like went to sleep. I managed to fall asleep at like 8, 9, and then I didn't get up till like dinner time, and it was just it didn't knock it out of phase. I just had a really bad sleep for that day, and then when I got to sort of like 11 o'clock midnight, I just passed out. So yeah, it didn't knock it out of phase, it just really tired me out. So yes, that wasn't good. So I know like that trying to throw it out of phase is not always a good idea. Can be a bad idea sometimes. Just sometimes. But yeah, today is, or should I say tonight, live stream. Tonight's live stream is going to be just like a talky sort of live stream, just about my sort of like musings and sharing my ideas with the viewers, in the live chat. And it's great to be just chatting with you and sharing different ideas and sort of like building up that little sort of like community sort of thing, which is always awesome to do. Also, another thing that I've noticed is that when I've do like my hobbies and stuff, I don't talk to you guys as much, so I don't know how effective they really are as a live stream. I think a live stream's a lot better when I'm actually engaging with my viewers, just sort of sat, relaxing, engaging with people, versus not engaging. It was a fun DMU all night, lol. I know what you're saying, it's pretty good. So what, did you watch DMU videos all night? Is that what you did, Logan? You watched DMUs on YouTube? But yeah, it's great to sort of like talk to people and engage with everyone, and that's sort of like the channel direction that I'm going to try and push into a little bit, to sort of not just have a channel with videos, but also have sort of like a community experience with it, and to sort of build a little bubble in a way, like a little community bubble. And that's the plan, and I've got to put the hours in, obviously, to do the live streams, to sort of like build up that viewer base so that people come in, because it's sometimes hard to get the viewer numbers on a live stream. Oh, you ran the 128 that you've got. Oh, so you actually ran the locomotive on your layout. Oh, right, now I understand. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool, I must admit. So yeah, it's pretty cool, just sort of doing an all-nighter, running trains. I should actually have, like, for this chat, what I should have done is actually put the model trains on, shouldn't I? I should have done that. But I thought I'd just sit on the sofa and talk, because I could have run the trains, but that's downstairs. So I've got to move all the equipment from here downstairs. which I am not going to do at the moment because I need to actually video some airbrushing, which is on the side. So I'm actually going to be doing some airbrushing, hopefully tomorrow, and we're going to airbrush some miniatures ready for painting. I've got the wet palette set up. I've actually got a bowl of, like a water bowl of water. Back and forth all night. I've got no loop. Are you following the football, says Rob. Sadly, Rob, no, I haven't been following the football, but I believe England is winning at the moment or something. So it's going to get quite exciting for England, and that's sadly the full extent of what I know about football because I've not really been following it. I'm sort of lost in my miniatures games, you know, and that's another thing as well. The lockdowns allowed me time to focus on my hobbies as well. But no, a loop on your railway, Logan, is like the best, definitely. I've been tempted to build some sort of like exhibition layouts where they're just end to end. I'd love to have like a really long exhibition layout that's end to end, but the problem is with it is that you've got to like constantly babysit because obviously it was going to get to the end. Whereas at least if you've got loops, well, a loop or loops, you can just put a train on and run one round. How was the 37 disc? The class 37 disc was awesome! Absolutely awesome, Logan. It was so much fun. So much fun. It was okay. I didn't watch all of it. I just put on a few clips of the ones that I want, but it had some like really classic 90s archive footage of class 37s that I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed watching it. So that was good. And just looking at the viewer base, and it's absolutely awesome that we've got 10 people watching. Yay! Absolutely cool. And Rex is here. He says, hello, honey. Hello, Rex. Thank you for joining the chat. So, yeah, it's really awesome that that's happened. And it's certainly an experience that I think everyone can share in their own different way because everyone's experienced it slightly differently to everyone else. So that's definitely a good thing. Brilliant, says Logan. Thank you very much, Logan. And yes, it's great just to come on live and chat sometimes and just talk about stuff. There's lots of moths flying in. I've got the windows sort of like vents open, but I've not got the windows open, so I don't quite know why there's so many moths attracted to coming in the window, interrupting my live streams. So yeah, it's absolutely brilliant just to be streaming and chatting with everyone. And yeah, the focusing on my hobbies has been great. Certainly lots of time to focus on my hobbies. Sadly, it's not... I've not had enough time to focus on my hobbies. I would have liked to have actually done sort of like more with my hobbies than I have done, and we're sort of like building up to that, you know. We're waiting to sort of build up to that, which will be like super awesome, really. Absolutely super awesome, you know. Oh, Rob Murphy said something and then retracted it, so, but Carlos says hello. Hello, Carlos, and hello everyone in the chat. Welcome to my live stream where I'm just discussing my musings of what it was like during lockdown and how it's affected my personality, how it's changed me. If I'm going to do 90s, the 128 would have to go away. That went in November 1990. Ooh. Glad you're having a great time. Our lockdown wasn't really a lockdown. people refused to stay home. In England, it wasn't too bad. I think like there was a few people breaking it, but it wasn't too bad. So with everything opening up, I thought now would be a great time to sort of do a live stream and just reflect on everything and how it's affected us. Sadly, my plan today was actually to start this live stream a lot sooner in the day, but just with time constraints and everything, it got pushed further back. So yes, it got pushed further back in the day to what I was expecting, than what I was expecting, yeah. But we've just got like a little sit down, chat, talk live stream about our different experiences and views and what's happened to all of us. And yeah, it's pretty cool, you know. It's pretty cool just being able to like sit, chat and hang out. So that's sort of like what the plan is today, just to sort of like have a hangout session, you know, just chatting about different things and how now moving forward, how everything's so much more different to how it used to be, really. It's certainly a lot more different than it was, and I've got my like little microphone set up, so hopefully this sounds quite good. Yote says hugs and kisses. I love you, beautiful. Hello, Yote. Hello. It's really good. We've got lots of people popping in and saying hello, and I'm desperately going to try and sort of like improve these live streams and actually sort of just have better live streams these days. That's something that I'm definitely going to focus on, you know. So, hello, Recluse is here. Love all your outfit. It looks very gorgeous on you. Thank you for your lovely compliments of my outfit. And we have 11 people watching, which is awesome. It's just so awesome to have so many people watching. So yeah, I'm not sure quite how to like balance the channel out, but the lockdown certainly made me want to do more live streams. I think I've certainly missed the boat in terms of I should have just like the moment they announced lockdown, I should have just started streaming. Just I should have streamed every day, and I didn't, and that's something I missed out. But there's always opportunity to start, I guess. So that's the main thing. I'm glad you had to wait. The microphone is fine, which is great because it's always nice to know that the equipment's working. Hello, Marcelo. Hello, Marcelo. Hello, Alex. Pretty as always. Thank you very much. And Rob says, well, never know when you're going live. We never know when you're going live. No, I'm going to do a schedule. It says that my busiest time is between 7 and 11. So it's going to be sort of like that time, UK time, between 7 and 11 in the evening. But I need to build up a schedule. It's going to be, I think, on a Saturday and a Sunday. Those are the best times to do it. Black is beautiful on you. Thank you, Rex. Carlos says, you're welcome, my love. And William Lanark says, hello, Alex. Hello, William. Nice to see you. So yeah, it's great. I know I'm going to like build a schedule. What I've got to do, Rob, is that I've got to decide what's going to work for me and then commit to it. So I know I checked the bell icon below. Yeah, don't forget the bell icon to let you know whenever I'm publish a new video or go live. I've got a couple of videos in editing, but sadly, like, some of them have been flagged for like manual review in terms of getting approval for monetization, which is a bit hard work, but we're going to try our best. And but yeah, it's definitely good, definitely like awesome, and it's great to have like so many people in watching, because it's always great to have people watching. For some reason, like, my left eye today likes going blurry, so it's like sticky eye. So it's just annoying watching the chat. But yeah, it's awesome. And going live, sort of, I'd love to go live every day, but I don't think it's possible. But I'm not sure. The best times is like evening, but I'm tempted to just live stream, as much as I can, and also do videos as well. Like, I definitely need to do videos, but mix in as many live streams as possible, because I think the live streams is what really sort of like gives the channel like the pizzazz, and it's also really good watch time as well for the channel. It creates really valuable watch time that I think would really benefit the channel. And it's just weird that this live stream got like hit with limited and no ads. I know certainly when I do like the model trains that it doesn't get limited, it's just fine, but because I'm sat on a sofa for some reason, it doesn't like it. The algorithm doesn't like it. But yeah, so I thought we'd just hang out, relax, chill out. Say hello to everyone, see how everyone's doing, catch up with everyone, talk about our plans now that everything's lifting, all the restrictions are lifting. Is anyone planning on like going out? What's like their plans now? Because I know like things are slowly starting to open up. So, what's like the thing that you're going to like be the most happy about with the restrictions ending? But yeah, build a schedule. For I just got lucky and caught you on. I had no idea you were on. No, I had no idea I was going to be on either. But like I say, I'm planning on sort of doing it regularly. The aim, in a weird way, is just planning on doing it regularly enough that people can just wander in and like pick me up. Black tights look good on you. Thank you very much, Rob. Thank you so much. My fear, if I started a schedule, is missing the schedule. Like, that's like the biggest thing that I'm worried about, I think, with the schedule idea, is that if it's always on a Saturday, always on a Sunday, between like 7 and 11, that's something that I'm planning on trying to do. But what I'm really worried about is if I can't make a live stream that day, it's like kills it, because so everyone's going to be like so disappointed that they missed out. And I think that's the thing, I'm scared of just letting everyone down. So a part of it makes me think that if I just do a live stream when I'm ready for a live stream, then people aren't expecting it, but also I haven't let anyone down. So I'm going to see how regular I can manage to get things. I think the plan is also to do just regular ones, so it doesn't matter if you miss one, because you're going to catch the next one, because it's sort of like a regular thing. So it's sort of like a this morning TV show. It's like a morning TV show sort of thing, or an evening TV show. That's sort of like the idea. Black tights look good on you. Thank you. I think I might have said thank you before, but anyway. 15 watching, well done. Super awesome. Yay! Don't forget to smash the like button if you enjoy watching the live stream, because I enjoy broadcasting. And yeah, it's just strange. Like, I should have done this so much sooner. like years sooner, and I just don't understand why. I've always, like, if you look through the channel, all the old videos, I have made live streams in the past, like absolutely no problem. I've made live streams in the past, no problem. You know, there are ways to increase viewers. Yeah, well, sticking to a schedule is obviously like the absolute best way of doing it. I have no plans, I'm single too and desperate to mingle. I go everywhere alone and that's no fun. I don't know though, I mean, there is an advantage to going on your own because you can do whatever you want, whereas when you go with other people, it's great going with other people, but they can sort of like, people don't want to go to this place, they don't want to go to that place, they want to leave at a certain time. Whereas if you're on your own, you can do what you want. Also, you have the opportunity to meet new people. Whereas if you're with someone, people are going to be less likely to talk to you, I think. I'm erding nail varnish to paint Gronk con rods. So you're painting the con rods with nail varnish? How's that going, Logan? Is it a good idea? Or, like, would actual model paint be a better sort of thing? Like, would Humbro model paint, like an enamel or a acrylic paint, be better? Or do you think that nail... Like, I don't know if nail varnish is, like, the best. You'll figure it out, says Rex. I'm sure I will. What my plan is to experiment streaming and just like regularly stream, sort of like every night, try and stream every night, and then obviously some nights I'm not going to be able to, some nights I will be able to, and just sort of like try and stream every night and then just see what happens. That's sort of the idea that I'm thinking of doing anyway. That's like the idea that I'm thinking about anyway. Just trying out different ideas, so that way sort of like people can just tune in. Like, I like the idea that it's regular, so it's just sort of like constantly a regular show, and like like I say, like the morning TV shows, they're like always on every morning for like a set amount of time, so it doesn't matter when you actually tune in. There's like a guy though that started a YouTube channel and he just goes around Blackpool, and he started that a year ago, just over a year, like literally just a year ago, and he's got 19,500 viewers, and he filmed, like he live streamed the sunset today on the beach, and he had 608 people watching the live stream. It was just crazy, you know. Yeah, very well better than model paint, and I haven't got anything in at the moment, so I'm making do. Make do amend, that's always the secret. The best paint is the paint that you have. I was thinking a mate or a boyfriend. Crowds are a bum, so I prefer smaller, more intimate crowds. Yeah, like, I don't like places that are really busy, and this is like pre-COVID, like before any of this. I've never liked really, really busy places. I always like small, like quiet venues. Marcelo says, can you tell us a bit more about your personality and how you live? Well, I'm not quite sure exactly what my personality is. It's been changing and evolving through lockdown, so it's certainly not what I used to be. I'm more outgoing, I'm more sort of like grounded in who I am as a person. But yeah, I'm a transgender woman, so I'm pre-op, pre-hormones at the moment, but I'm a transgender woman, pre-everything. I live full-time as a woman, so I'm living all the time as a woman. I identify as a woman all the time, and that's great because I know some people sort of like can only do it at certain times. I'm free to do it all the time, which is absolutely great, and I love that. And what else? I want to go out and do some like out and about live streams that I'm definitely going to focus on doing. That's something that I'm definitely going to work on. But I'm not quite there yet with everything opening up in the pandemic. I'd like to sort of wait a little bit and let everything die down, and then I'm going to be doing lots of like out and about where I plan on videoing on my phone. So that's going to be lots of fun as well. That's going to be great. And as for my personality, I like miniatures, wargaming. I like, which is Warhammer, Age of Sigmar, and Warhammer 40,000, which is like a tabletop war game. But I mainly like the miniatures and just the stories behind it. I'm not really a big gamer. I need to get into that, which I'd like to do, and certainly do a lot more painting and modelling of the miniatures. And then I have model trains as well, and I like to collect model trains, so that's great. You love the bog video? Yay! Yeah, so certainly like more bog videos or out and about style videos. Certainly more of those to come. I'm thinking of getting one of those like little gimbal cameras that you hold and it stabilizes the footage as you walk around. I'm definitely tempted to get one of those. So I'm going to sort of like research them and find out what a good quality one of those is. And yeah, that's like really good. And then so yeah, that's sort of like who I am as a person. I'm a full-time like YouTuber, so that's great as well. But I'm sort of like switching into full-time YouTube, so it's something that I'm sort of like trying to work on and trying to build on. So that's like, I'm just trying to like build my channel, build my audience, build my watch time. So that's something that I'm working on and trying to build up. I love to see you out and about in Blackpool on the front beach, etc. Yeah, that's what I need to like. That is the goal, Rob. That's like absolutely the goal. Because I know there's other channels that do it, but from what I've gathered, they don't do a lot of interaction. They just literally, it's like them walking along the seafront and there's no interaction. So it'd be great to sort of like have this whole like community and go out and about. I love that idea. Just sort of like taking a community out and about in Blackpool and live streaming it all. So that is definitely something that I'm going to do. Sadly, I had plans of doing it, but the pandemic just like absolutely destroyed them. Absolutely destroyed them. You know, so that's like what I'm looking forward to. Yeah, on the beach. Are you accepted as a transgender woman in your surroundings? Yes, I think so. I think people aren't really bothered, but I think people like recognise that I am actually like a transgender woman. They know I'm trans, so there's no hiding that I'm trans. Sadly, I don't pass completely, but I think I pass enough to sort of look presentable, which is handy. I'm free to do it most times, but I don't. This is supposedly a gay-friendly city, but they don't like trans people. They've driven most of them into hiding and out of the city. Oh no, Rex, that's sad. That's sad. That's really like sad that happens. So, you know, it's a shame that. It's a shame, but yeah, that is an issue. But here it's pretty accepting. Blackpool's a seaside town and it's quite accepting. check the Bald Explorer on YouTube. He's brilliant. I know there's like a whole genre now of like explorer videos of people just like, not even urban explorers, just people exploring an area. It's really interesting, you know, how people are doing that. And I've definitely got to do that. I've definitely got to do something, you know, like that. Sort of wander around and do some videoing and some exploring and exploring things and seeing new things. I like to see new things and stuff, but it's great to just stay in like Blackpool. It's so handy here. You know, I don't know how it is in England, but it would be dangerous here. I think it just depends. In England, we have pretty good laws to protect transgender people, but it's strange in sort of like 2010 and 2011, like people would say like they get beat up in the street and stuff like that, but now that was only in like really rough areas though. If you went to like normal places you'd be fine, but certainly now in sort of like 2021, 10 years later, it's really changed, and I think people are a lot more aware of it and just don't care as much about it anymore. That being said, people are looking for transgender people a lot more. Whereas before, if I walk around female, people maybe just think I'm female. Whereas now they're like, oh, I'm sure that's someone who's transgender. Oh, I'm sure, like, because it's an awareness that they have. So, you know, it just depends on what area. Because we're a seaside town, it's not as bad at all, I don't think. And it depends, like, what time you go out and about as well, you know. But it's not too bad here. It just depends on the area and the people around you. And obviously you can still hit a bad person, you can still run into a bad person. But they're few and far between, thankfully. Some guy came up to me on Pier Hill and asked if I was a boy or girl. I could tell he was after trouble, so I said it depends, and got out of there at full speed. I don't blame you, Logan. Yeah, they were obviously after trouble, so it just doesn't matter, does it? I agree. Is Alex hot in a bikini? I'm not sure if bikinis are approved for like monetization. It may be an issue. A bikini on the beach, now that'd be interesting. If I went with like someone to like hold the camera, I wouldn't wear a bikini, but I'd wear a swimsuit. I'd definitely wear a swimsuit and go in the sea. Only in like the peak of summer though, because it's absolutely freezing around here, like when it's not peak summer. So I certainly wouldn't be doing that unless it was peak summer. Definitely. But maybe something to think about. Yeah. So yeah, it's great just sitting and chatting with everyone on the stream, chatting with all the viewers. You know, it says we've got 85 playbacks, which is like really cool. How long have we been streaming for? 49 minutes almost. Wow. That's pretty good. And our views have been pretty stable as well. I've noticed as well, like quite recently, that the channel has got like really good stable views on live streams. He was pressed up against me, not quite behind and not quite in front. That's like really weird. Like someone getting really in your like personal space. I think you get weirdos though, and sadly us trans people, we do sort of like get attention off people who are like quite strange, sadly. it's just sort of like a sad thing that we sort of stick out and people think we can be targets. Have you a plan how far you will go as a woman? Do you go all the way, and what do you know already today without having already visited the gender clinic? Well, with that, it's I'm just seeing how it goes. I identify as female, so I identify as a transgender woman. I'm not sure like what's going to happen because the waiting list is so long. It's going to take a long time to actually get things sorted out. So that's the only problem. It's going to take a long time to sort out. So I'm just going to take sort of like every day as it comes at the moment. I am stable in my gender identity, as in I am stable. I identify as a woman. You know, it's not changing. It's a stable, consistent thing. So that's definitely something that I know that I've worked out. And it's going to be such a long time for the gender identity clinic. I'm not even thinking about hormones or taking anything further at the moment because it's so far away. You know, it's years and years and years in the future. I'm just going to focus in the present. Otherwise, I'm going to get... I worry that I'm going to get really upset and really depressed about not being able to progress any further while waiting, because they'll certainly approve me for hormones and surgery sort of like very quickly because I'm living full time, and like it's not going to be long now before it's like I've been full time for so long I can't even remember, you know. So yeah. There was two of them, Logan. Oh no! They probably had the hots for you. Yeah, probably. Hello, yeah. I'm kind of big, so they come at me in a gang. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. It's not too bad in Blackpool. I think so long as you stay, like, as long as you're not wandering the streets on your own late at night, I think you're relatively okay. Usually, fingers crossed, you know. It's not too much of an issue. And, yeah. But, yeah, so... otherwise, if I sort of go, oh yeah, I can't wait to start hormones, can't wait to get referred to surgery or anything like that, it's going to be so far in the future that it's just going to really get me down. So I'm just going to live as a woman now and not really consider other options. I'm getting laser hair removal and that's working and that's great. So if I can focus on that, that would be great. Have you so much time? Can you wait so long? You don't start your own gender project. Yeah, maybe. You know, but I'm waiting for the NHS in England. We have the NHS that funds it all, which is free. But you've got to wait a very long time to get on it because the waiting list's very big. Because so many are after it. Because it's free. So like, the people talk about like going private, but I'm worried that I wouldn't be able to afford all the aftercare with private. Certainly, like with hormones, I start taking hormones all the time, and I know they have like issues that the NHS won't accept private prescriptions. So it's sort of like it'd be fine, but then I'd have to pay for it all. And it's just trying to sort of find the funds in place. If my YouTube like really rockets off, which I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, but if somehow my YouTube managed to like really rocket off and take off, then I don't know, then yeah, I'd be able to pay for like Gender GP and get hormones sent to me and various other things, and maybe I might even make enough money to like pay for plastic surgery myself, you know, things like that. So, but then that'd alter my image and how I look, and sort of I have a unique sort of recognisable face now, so I wouldn't really want to mess with it. So it's difficult. It's hard to sort of like balance up, but certainly like I'm trying to go like YouTube all the way now, like just full YouTube, and also like maybe experiment with Twitch. Like people have been talking about Twitch, so I never really like considered it, but maybe the sort of streams that I do would be more relevant on Twitch. So I need to sort of do a couple of like experimental Twitch streams. I was going to get the full operation, but I couldn't ever save the money. Now you see, Rex, in the UK it's free, but it takes like, I don't know, 6 years or more, 6-7 years or more on a waiting list to wait. It just depends, but it takes a very long time on a waiting list, you know. So just to wait, you know. Logan says, maybe that they fancied her. I wasn't at my best. Lol. Half asleep, runny mascara, scruffy cloak, and unbrushed hair. Sound like a wizard, you know. Glad you're still alive. Yeah. I don't think, Logan, you were in that much like danger of any like getting like really badly harmed, but sort of like messed about or like roughly like shoved over or something was probably a risk, you know. Of certainly a very unpleasant experience that'd be very scary if you hadn't have got out of there. But at the same time, I don't think your life was in danger, but I think you would have had the danger of a very nasty experience, almost certainly. So yeah, it's great to be doing the live streams though. I just love doing them. We've managed to get to like 57 minutes now. Wow. But yeah, it's sort of this. Also, the stream's like really important just to sort of like reflect on things. Wicked Witch of the South, lol. Yeah, it's very true, Logan. Very true. How is your sexual orientation? Are you straight or a lesbian? I'm not, like, I don't know really. Like, I'm attracted mostly to, like, guys. But I don't know. I have a physical attraction to men, but I quite like feminine personalities and like feminine, you know, people who are feminine. So I'm not sure, right? Because like emotionally, I'd probably be more compatible with a woman, but I'm not sure. Maybe emotionally, I'm probably a lot more compatible with a man, because like I want to be the woman, and sort of like I don't know if sort of like it certainly if I was in a relationship with a trans woman, it wouldn't be an issue. But if I was in a relationship with a cisgender woman, I'd be constantly like paranoid that I'd be seen as the man in the relationship, and I wouldn't like that masculinity attached to me really. So that'd like worry me. There's a bug flying around you. I know, the moths, they've managed to sneak in through the air vents. Robin Bates says, hello Alex Faxton, hello. Rex says, Logan honey, if your skirt is high and tight enough, you're a little cute anyway. Feet and shoes, they're excited. You're excited. Excited, angry people. But yeah, so yeah, I'm not dating anyone at the moment. I'm single. Be you my woman, he says hello. Yeah, maybe, if someone's lucky. But, yeah, so I don't know. I'm not dating anyone at the moment. I'd say that if I went looking for a relationship, it'd probably be with a man. But I'm not sure, because the problem is, I've experienced so many men who are just who like only see me as like a sexual object and not actually as a human being, that it sort of puts me off like absolutely big time dating a man, even though that's what I'm attracted to. And then, but you know, I quite like the personality of a woman, and to have a relationship with like a trans woman or a cisgender woman. But then the problem with that is, whilst we mesh a lot more personally, like I think like we'd be too similar, and that's the only thing that like worries me. And I, it worries me with a cisgender woman that she'd see me as the man, and like being a trans woman, like I really don't want to be seen as a man. So I think that's the fear, and obviously, like you wouldn't know unless you started dating someone how that would work out. Nobody wanted to know about me when I wore shortest dress. You blended in, did you, Logan? You sort of like just blended in. That's the thing, though. You know, if you pass, like people are like, "Oh, do you pass as a woman?" If you pass, you'll just be like ignored, because that's like the whole argument that women sort of have. They argue that they're ignored, you know, and like don't have a place, like don't get heard, and don't get, you know, people don't hear them and stuff like that. Oh, that's just an email telling me that I'm live on my own channel, which is awesome. So, yeah, that's the thing. Oh, the moths are about again. I need some more spiders in here to eat the bugs, to gobble up the bugs. But yeah, so certainly like this format of talking and chatting. But yeah, in terms of dating, I'm not sure, right? I don't want to say I'm bisexual. Like, I guess technically that's bisexual, but it's not, because I've got a physical attraction to men, but I don't. Like, I'm getting sick of them just seeing me as a sexual object. But if I found the right guy, I think I could have a really good relationship with a guy. But then maybe it be a trans woman, or then maybe like it could be if I found the right sort of woman, like cisgender woman, then I could have a relationship with her. But so many people just don't understand trans. I think if I dated a cisgender woman, unless she knew like a lot about trans or was willing to understand, she'd just see me as like the man in the relationship, and that'd freak me out too much and really upset me, and that'd be the end of it. So I think it's more like a trans woman, or like a man, but I don't know how would that work with a man, because he'd have to be like into trans women. Pre-op trans women, you know. Well, is that why they're all over you, honey? They like what they saw. That doesn't mean they won't attack you. Macho men are so funny. But like, that's the thing though, I don't understand like men, like masculine men. I just don't understand them, because like obviously I feel that my brain's wired up to be feminine, so I just get like really confused by them, and they like piss me off. So I guess like like as a woman, like they're like yeah, cisgender men are like that. So yeah, it's sort of like one of those things, you know. Describe the man of your dreams, the man you would like to care for as the feminine counterpart. No idea. Absolutely no idea. I'd maybe like a guy with like some muscles. Like I'm quite into like muscled guys. So definitely like a guy with muscles is going to be like a lot more of like an attraction for me than like I don't like, you know, like overweight people as much, sadly. Like, but I'm not into overweight people as much. So someone more muscular would be nice. But it depends on the personality, because if I met someone who was like a little bit chubby, it was like okay and like really good fun to be around, then obviously like the looks are only going to be like a small part of the relationship. I go for personality far more over looks, sort of thing. Yeah, very good chameleon circuit. It's how I survived the first 18 years of my life. Yeah, I think like I'd stealthed like a lot quite easily through my early years, but like at the age of 8 I wanted to play with dolls, and I knew like I was like different to the boys. I wanted to be a girl at the age of 8, but then I like suppressed it, and it just like really didn't work for my like psychological health, you know. I was a chameleon too. Those dudes would have killed you. So, yeah, I mean, no, you would have been fine. I think Rex is getting a bit dramatic. Have you already been together with a trans woman? No, I've not been with a trans woman. I've not, like, met many trans women around here, but unfortunately, like, the only time I've sort of encountered trans women, they've had, like really bad depression, or they've had, like, really bad issues going on in their lives, so just, like, not date material at all, not relationship material, you know. So that was like an issue, Marcelo. But like I say, I'm not going to tie myself down to any person, any gender, or any like body type. I'm just going to like keep my eyes open and wait for it. But sadly, at the moment, with everything that's going on in my life and my dedication to my YouTube channel, I really like don't want to date anyone at the moment, because I just don't have the time for it. Like, I really don't have the time for like dating and like relationships at the moment. So that's like, if I had more time, then I'd probably be a lot more open to it. But I'm not going to say no to anyone if the opportunity arises. But at the moment, it's sort of like I'm just sort of like waiting. Really, I'm not going to look for it, and then if a relationship finds me, then I'll deal with it then, sort of thing. But I'm not going to go overly looking for someone, because I'm just so busy with everything in my life, specifically like focusing on this YouTube channel. So that's the main thing. Like, I'm so busy focusing on my YouTube that I'm not like, I don't want a relationship, because I feel that it'll stop me YouTubing. I won't have time for someone. I'll be like, no, sorry, I've got to go and like talk to all my viewers, and like that's the problem. Like, I think someone would be like really jealous or like really pissed off if I wasn't spending time with them and I was spending time on YouTube. But that's like, that's the priority right now. The priority is YouTube. So yeah, it's no good. It's no good at all. And so that's why I think I'm going to be single for a while, unless like I say, an opportunity presented itself, which isn't happening at the moment, may I add. But in the moment, you are sitting at home and you don't know how long this pandemic will still last. Maybe in 10 years we're still in the same situation. No, they're opening it up. They're opening everything up. It's sort of over, isn't it? It's 19th of July, no legal restrictions on everything, and they're opening it up. So it's going to like flush out pretty quickly. About 3 months' time, everything will be like almost back to normal, I think. So that's the thing. It's we're coming out of it, and this is why I'm doing sort of like a reflection live stream, and it's sort of going to be like handy to just like look at in the future, you know. Not being dramatic. Yeah, Rex, it sounds like you're just in like a really bad situation when you were younger and stuff. Like, in not around people that were very accepting. So I think, like, you know, like you said, you're single now and stuff. So it's probably like you're in a really good position that you're out of sort of like that situation you were in when you were younger, when it was sort of a bit more like explosive. So, you know, it's probably good that, and it's sad that that happens, but the world is changing fortunately, and like the horror stories of the past are certainly going away. I mean, certainly, like I came on YouTube in 2006, and like I wish I'd just been trans in 2006 on YouTube. That's something that I definitely should have done, but I see you're in good hope in this pandemic thing. But in the UK, the Prime Minister's just announced that they're lifting all the restrictions. So, it's not as bad in the UK, Rex. We have like dodgy areas, don't get me wrong, but it's not too bad in the UK. You're certainly a lot safer wandering around. I'm not saying that you don't stand out as a target if you're trans, but you're certainly a lot safer. But I think it's just that we have like sort of like better police, and it's a smaller country, so it's safer. It's certainly a lot safer being trans in the UK than it is in the States. But yeah, it's easy. It's certainly in the UK. It's easing off. The cases are up, but it's nowhere near as severe as it used to be. I'm older and don't care anymore. I will be myself no matter what. Yeah, that's a really good attitude to have, Rex. It's certainly like a really good attitude to have. You live in one. What do you live in, Logan? Sorry, I sort of like lost the context of it. When you say you live in one, like, what do you mean? What do you mean? But it's great just sort of to be streaming, and like I really like this live stream just to put down my thoughts, hopes and expectations coming out of everything. Really will sure be quite different next autumn and winter. Yeah, it's going to be interesting seeing how like the UK reacts sort of as we approach the autumn. Oh, dodgy place. Yeah, yeah, you have to be careful. Like with dodgy places, yeah. Yeah, it's there is still quite a few dodgy places, but Blackpool has like its bad areas. Don't get me wrong, but I think because it's a seaside town, um, there's a lot more sort of like easygoingness, and there's a lot more like drag acts and like, you know, men dressed as women for fun. So I think you can blend in a lot more in Blackpool. It's a lot less sort of like you don't stick out the same because there's like loads of hen parties or stag do's walking around, so you can sort of blend in a lot better. You did your nails or had them done? I painted them red. I painted them red myself. I did a live stream painting them red. First time painting them red, which was exciting to say the least. It was certainly an experiment. Lol. Says, hello recluse. What time is it now? Jeez. How is it like 20 past 12 at night? It's just like absolutely cool. Your Southend. Oh, so like it's not too bad. Like at least you're like you know, in a seaside area, because like I think if like city areas can be a bit like funny depending on like what bit of the suburbs or what part of the city you're in. So like I say, I've been to Birmingham, and you do have to be sort of like careful depending on like what area of Birmingham you're in. There are like dodgy areas and stuff like that, so you do have to be careful of those. But apart from that, like the UK in general isn't too bad. But I've not been to Southend, so I'm not like 100% sure like how dodgy or how safe you are and stuff. I think you have to just take your wits about you. And that's like the other thing, right, with like lockdown lifting and everything else. I think we're all getting like a little pang of anxiety when we first go out and about. So yeah, that's going to be like something that I'm going to have to deal with, because it's been so long since I've been out and about, that it's going to be like a real shock, I think, in a way. You wouldn't mind being in a place like that. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good, Blackpool. It's not too bad at all. You have to be careful, but it's not too bad. Out of all the places to live, I wouldn't really change it. Like, it's okay. It's an okay place. I like it. There's something about Blackpool that I quite like, and it's quite an inexpensive place to live, and like you can go out and have lots of fun in Blackpool for very little money, which is always like really handy. And with it being like a touristy town in the summer, there's like so much going on and so many different things. It's like really good that way. You know, so it does work out like really nice. London Mark II is a good way to describe Southend from local perspective. London Mark II. I quite like that perspective. Like, that's like a really interesting perspective, Logan, that you have on it. So that's like really good. Yeah, almost like for sure, you know. So yeah, it's great, and it's great just sort of like having a moment in time for me personally where like I look at my viewpoints now and moving forward, how different they're going to be, and maybe how they change as we come out of lockdown. In my country, celebrities are saying it's okay to steal. Violence raised 500% due to democratic policies in Portland and other states. Yeah, like I'm not sure like how it's going on in like the United States at the moment. It's like pretty crazy. You sound like you do love your hometown though. Yeah, like I think a lot of people from Blackpool are very sort of sentimental of Blackpool. It's just sort of like a really unique place that's sort of like they call it like the Las Vegas of England, and it kind of is. It's got like a weird like cheesy Las Vegas vibe to it that is you ain't crazy about your hometown. It just depends, says Rex. It just depends where you come from, I think. Like Blackpool people are quite nostalgic of Blackpool. People who've grown up in Blackpool are sort of, they certainly have like a nostalgia for it. The only problem, which is an advantage but also a problem, with Blackpool is because it's a tourist town, it can be very like transient. So like lots of people like come and go from the town on a weekly basis. And that's like one of the only like issues that you have with it, really, that if you say you go to a bar and meet someone, they're probably going to be visiting from out of the area, which can be annoying, you know. Whereas if you live like in like if you weren't in like a seaside town, then you'd sort of like have the same people a lot of the time going to the same places, which I guess can be an advantage or a disadvantage depending on like who you are. It's always been kind of murky in the States. You know, I think it is, you know, litter. In terms of what, like litter in Blackpool, I mean, there's lots of litter in Blackpool, but they have the council going round like picking it all up all the time. So, sort of weird. You know what I mean? I think they really get like clamping down on litter a lot more than they used to be. You know what I mean? They're certainly clamping down on it in Blackpool, and there's less than there used to be, almost certainly. But yeah, it's just great live streaming and like chatting to everyone and connecting with everyone. And that's like what I really like about my YouTube channel, that ability to sort of like talk and connect with people. So, yeah. Almost certainly. Yawns. I always love to push these live streams, but like the views do sort of like ebb off around this sort of like 12:30 time, so it's got like very political on like US politics, which I'm not like exactly versed on. Like I'm not an expert, you know. I'm going to start picking the council god, but they are outnumbered big time. The council are outnumbered by the litterers in Southend. I think it's the same in Blackpool, almost certainly, that they're definitely like outnumbered. You know, definitely outnumbered. You know, so it's one of those things, isn't it? It's one of those things. But yeah, it's great having like a community, and like I'm surprised by like my international reach as well. It's like so cool having such like an international reach on my channel, and it's like so good, you know, having that. So that's like really, really good. And yeah, it's just great interacting with everyone. I really love it, and I think it's great just like, you know, talking to everyone, sharing our ideas. I should have maybe had the trains on in the background, but I thought I'd just do like a sofa stream where I just sit and like chat to everyone. Paul's jumped into the chat and says, "Hey Alex, looking good. Thank you very much, Paul." Litter. Litter. From a non-bias point. Like the States. Politics in the States. The issues that happen in the States. Luckily in England it's not too bad at the moment. We just have sort of like Boris, which is like got his own foibles, but you know, they're opening everything up, we're getting the country back running again. So I mean, I have my like own views on that. My personal view is that I'm gonna like stay in the house even more now than before, because like if you're gonna catch the virus, like now's the time you're gonna catch it, because the cases are really high. But I'm thinking that the cases are going to drop quite soon. We're going to get a big peak and then they'll drop, because like we must be hitting herd immunity soon. We've got to be hitting herd immunity soon. The nails look good. Thank you very much. Thank you. I painted them myself. I love having like red fingernails. It's the first time I've ever done it. So... It's the first time I've ever done red fingernails, and yeah, I really like it. First time I've ever painted my nails on that live stream. So I was pretty neat. I was quite neat for what I was doing, but I think I needed to be faster putting them down. Like I needed to go like ploof, 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 and like I was sat there like trying to only get a little bit of the nail polish on when I should have actually got like a bit of a gloop on and then like and like done it quite quickly. I should have like put it on and done it quite quickly, and instead like I was like taking too long with only like little bits. So everyone wants to be an activist these days instead of a skilled plumber or a carpenter. I think you're true there. Like people don't want to like do hard work anymore, do they? It's like easier just to moan about things than actually be productive in society, sort of thing. I can understand that. I think like England's got a lot of those issues as well, because we've altered like the immigration now, where Europeans can't work here without permits, and before they could just come and work. And the problem is there's sort of like now like a labour shortage because a lot of the English people don't want to do the jobs, you know. So yeah, I saw the video. I thought you were going to airbrush them. I think some people do airbrush them, but no, I don't think like the airbrush would have gone very well somehow. The conrods are done. Yay! How did it go, Logan? Was it a success? You know, was it a success, Logan, or not? Plumbers make money. Screw being a celebrity. It's the same here in England. Like if you're a plumber or an electrician, you can make like a lot of money, like really good money, if you're a plumber or electrician. So, I mean, it's something that I could maybe do, like, and make lots of money. But I don't know if it's like a trade that I'd really, really want to do. Sadly, like it's good money, but I just don't know if I can be bothered doing that, because it's like hard work. You need to use lots of like power tools, like to rewire a house or something. You have to like completely rip the thing to bits, so it can be hard, you know. But yeah, like it's certainly like there is certainly like a vacuum of like jobs at the moment. Workers for jobs. I've certainly noticed that, you know, and yeah, but it's definitely different. Like lockdown, I think has like changed us all, you know. It's definitely changed us all and how we are these days. So yeah, it's a difficult thing, but it's interesting moving forward. How I'm going to sort of like how my perspectives are going to change now that we're like finally coming out at the end of this pandemic and everything. So it's definitely going to be like interesting to see how my personality changes again. Like lockdown has like changed my personality, and then as we sort of come out, I'm not going to go back to the person I used to be. I'm going to be a different person again compared to now. So it's interesting doing this live stream and this talk to see like where I am in my personality in life at the moment, and then in like 12 months time where I'm going to be then. So I'm sort of like in a big like change at the moment. Skills and production change price tags. I think supply and demand as well. Like if there's a lot of supply and a lot of demand. It's gone very well. Perfect red in coverage. Very nice, Logan. Good job. You did really well on that. So that's absolutely super awesome. At least you did quite well. So it's great that you managed to like get it to work. So yeah, like I say, I'd love an end-to-end layout, a big long end-to-end layout, but I don't think like I have the, I don't like how you have to monitor everything so it doesn't crash. That's the only thing I don't like. Lots of people in the US want free money because they're basically useless. Yeah, like I think there's that whole like get rich quick thing in the US, like culture. I think we sort of have it in the UK, but not the same. Like in the UK, we sort of have like a benefits culture, which is like people just want to like sit on state benefits and not do any work. But they're a very small subgroup of people. There's a lot of people who want to work and do stuff, but sadly, the jobs that are out there are like old 0 hours contracts and minimum wage, which is going to be like an issue moving forward. You know, like people just get like, you know, £900 a month and stuff like that, £900 a month, and then they can't live off it. You know, because they need like proper wages and proper contracts. So that's like the biggest, I think, challenge in the UK. Certainly coming out of lockdown, like I think they need to rethink the labour market and actually look at the reason why there's issues with the labour market. So, but yeah, it's getting very like political, the stream, when it was sort of like a reflection on our views coming out of lockdown, you know. Many people in the US live in duplexes with video games while their women work 50 hours a week. Yeah, I think like women certainly work a lot more than like men. I think men sort of like manage to like, they do like hard, like physically manual jobs, but they get paid lots of money for it. You know, you run everything dead zone, put dead zones in front of buffers. Yeah, dead zone in front of buffer is like a really good idea, so at least like the power's dead as it's like heading towards it. I heard vitamin A helps your body recycle your bones, so it might help have more a feminine body shape. Maybe, you know, like I've been doing lots of sleeping recently, which has been like helping my body repair. Like I think sleep's like the biggest sort of thing to make anything sort of like happen. You've been a mechanic for 50 years, never been without work. Yeah, I think if you've got like a practical skill, like you can do really well. Like I think in a weird way, like in the modern like social media world, if you've got like a media following, like a social following, should I say, then like that's sort of like people can live just like with their own social following, you know. The dollar pound mattering the most. It used to be $4 an hour was the minimum wage. Now it's $7 an hour. In the UK, I think we're on like £8.75 ish sort of thing, minimum wage. But then they have like things called like the living wage, which I think is £1 more or something. It's slightly higher than the minimum wage. So you know, there's like better pay sort of out there. But the trouble is like the jobs, they don't give you the hours. So that's like really what affects it. Like if you're on a minimum wage job but you have 40 hours a week of work, then like you can be on like quite good money in a weird way. So just wish I had the idea when I built it. Only just had that idea, lol. Yeah, but you can cut the tracks, can't you? You can cut the tracks afterwards. So you know, you can certainly put dead zones in the track afterwards, even with just like a little hacksaw or like track cutters. You can always just cut the track and just put a little dead zone in there, you know. Yeah, sleep does have the biggest change, Eduardo. Definitely. Like sleep is the absolute like, you know, secret to like really good stuff. You know, and we've done like really well with this live stream so far. Like we've held like on average 10 concurrent viewers, so that's like super awesome, absolutely super awesome. you know, that I've done so well, and I'm in an hour and 34 minutes. Awesomeness. Like, I want to, like, go through my hobby stuff and talk about my hobbies and things like that. But, like, sadly, I wanted to do this as, like, a talk live stream. So I'll devote, like, other videos to the hobby thing, because I know they get, like, less views and stuff like that. But, yeah, it's great to be just, like, interacting with everyone. Politicians don't improve lives, skills do. I think that's, like, a very... you know, correct comment, Hollow. You know, like, if you are, like, an asset to society and you are productive and you've got a skill, like, it'll really do you well, and people will want to pay you money to do things. Whereas, like, if you don't have any skills, then there's not a lot you can do. You know, like, I've got a business degree and, like, engineering skills as well. Like, I'm an approved official engineer with the Institute of Engineering and Technology, so that's good. But sadly, like, it's just trying to find the work in Blackpool. We don't really have, like, a big sort of, like, engineering sector over here in Blackpool, so it's quite hard to find those sort of types of jobs, you know. That's the only problem, you know. This stream is good because Alex is hot. It's hard to leave. Oh, thank you very much, Hello. Thank you so much for your lovely, lovely compliments. I'm going to, like, grab a bottle of water. I'm actually going to, like, turn this around the camera while I go and get, like, the water, because it's just outside the door, but, you know, I'll just turn it there so you can, like, still see me, because otherwise I'd have to, like, whoa, the camera's escaped, whoa, what are we gonna do, what are we gonna do, whoa, look round the room, look round the room. It's a bit messy, like, I need to, like, tidy it up, sadly, you know, and it's like decided to, like, just move by itself, which is hilarious. Da 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 da. We took the viewers on a journey that they weren't expecting. A journey that we weren't expecting. I think I've, like, tweaked, like, my webcam settings as well to produce, like, a better image as well. So, like, that can go down a little bit. Oh, too far. Yeah, maybe too fast. That's okay. There we go. Ta-da! So yeah, I just wanted to grab a second bottle of water. What a lovely pan of the room. The tripod, like, had its own, like, your room is cooler though. How's your room cooler? Mine's messy. It was not, like, mega messy, but it just doesn't have storage. Like, that's the problem. It just, like, I need to, like, build storage. Like, I need some, like, shelves or something, I think, you know, because there's, like, nowhere to place anything. That's, like, the main problem. The main problem here is, like, there's just, like, nowhere to put anything. I live in a big house, but it doesn't have any storage. So I'm trying to, like, build a giant shed so that I can put, like, all my stuff in a really big shed. That's what my plan is anyway. And I'd love to, like, run through the Dominion box set as well, which is, like, for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. But I want to keep, like, the stream, like, separate, because, like, this stream's like a chat about the pandemic and lockdown and, like, looking to the future because everything's opening up in the UK. So that's, like, the idea, you know. That's the idea, really. And I don't want to, like, mix it in with my other hobbies as well. Like, I don't mind, like, talking about hobbies, you know, because that's the whole point of, like, how lockdowns changed my personality. But also at the same time, I don't want to, I don't want to. You have tables for your laptop, Warhammer stuff, and cell phone tools. Like I've got tables, but they don't really have any storage in them. They're just like literally tables. How long of a ride was it to Moseley Bog? Looked up on Google Earth. It looked like over 100 miles away. Yeah, it takes a while on the motorway to get there. Like, it's a fair drive. It's a fair drive from, like, England to Birmingham. It's England to Birmingham, oh my god. Blackpool to Birmingham, like, it takes a fair drive down the motorway. It takes a while. Wall shelves are better than floor shelves for floor space. Definitely, but, like, the issue that I've got is that this is, like, an attic. So, like, it has, like, the eaves of the roof. Like, if this was a room, like square, it'd be a gigantic room and you could do all sorts in it. But the sad thing with this room is that it's got like the shelves in it, and like it's like low down. So like here is the wall, and then that's the eave of the attic there. So the room's pretty big, but it's quite low down, and that's the issue. It'd be great for a model railway though. Like, you could so easily put a really big model railway up here. But I agree, Asterado, that it's definitely like wall shelves are far better, definitely. And it's a fair drive, Paul. It takes it depends on the motorways, because there's lots of roadworks at the moment on the M6 motorway. So, because they're building like a giant smart motorway there. So they limit it to like 50 miles per hour, and that can be an issue. In terms of like speed, it can take like 3 hours to get to Birmingham from here sometimes, depending on like how much roadworks there is on the motorway. But there's like roadworks for like miles, literally miles. And then they've put a clean air zone in Birmingham, which is going to be an issue. 'Cause, like, luckily my car allows me to go in it without being charged, but I've yet to actually go through it and see if I get sent a bill. On the internet you can check your car registration number, and it says that I won't be charged, but like I'd have to see what happens. Oh, ceiling hooks for banners. I use cardboard to pin posters and wall scrolls on them, so you don't have to poke holes in drywall. It's sort of, here, like, you can't really attach anything to the ceiling because it's like actually like the roof rafters. So there's drywall and then the roof rafters behind it. But with this, we've actually put like an extra layer of insulation in because it wasn't insulated before. So yeah, it's okay, this attic, but like it's not all what it's cracked up to be, if you know what I mean. It's okay, but it's not like brilliant, if you know what I mean. Because the eaves sort of spoil it. That's like the only issue with like the eaves. But yeah, what my plan is to just do like a hell of a lot more live streaming, because it works out like really well. The only problem is like when I live stream, I've tried to live stream like gaming and games, but the streams just like aren't popular. When I do like a sit down and talk, they're far more popular, my live streams. So that's why I like focused on this sort of live stream, to do like a talk, like a sit and a talk. So yeah, definitely, like, it's really good. Insulation is a life changer. Yeah, it is. Like, sadly, in like our downstairs, I need to like do like some insulation in our living room. It really needs it. 51. I know, 10 to almost 10, like just over 10 to 10 to 1 in the morning. I know, it's crazy. Like, I am actually gonna have to like consider like winding down the live stream at some point soon, because it's like when I get to 1 o'clock in the morning, then I'm gonna have to like do something and change it. I had like lots of plans for tonight, and sadly like it got a little bit too late, but it doesn't matter because we got like really successful with this live stream. You know, it's just weird though that it got like demonetized. Like, that's the only thing that I don't like about this, that like the stream got, like, I checked it and it got like instantly demonetized, which was just like so weird. It's like limited or no ads, and it's being reviewed to determine whether it's suitable for most advertisers. So they're sort of like reviewing. Your legs are hard, that's why the stream is good. Thank you very much. Hello. Careful not to breathe it in if it's fiberglass. Well, no, I think we've got like fiberglass in like the walls, but you're not actually going to breathe it in. This is like a foam. So it's like foam and then drywall. So insulation foam and then drywall. So it's like perfectly fine here. So it's not too bad, you know. It's not like the fiberglass stuff. I think the fiberglass stuff's like stuck between the floors. So, but that's fine because you don't sort of like, you know, you don't interact with it. Hiccups because it's actually in like the floorboards. So it's absolutely fine. Like, that was the thing, like fiberglass insulation was like really big for a bit, and like they don't really do it the same now. They mainly sort of go on like foam instead. Oh, good stuff brand. Yeah, like we've got like Kingspan, what's called Kingspan in the attic roof, so it's not too bad. I like this type of Paul says, I like this type of live stream. It gives people a chance to get to know each other. Yeah, like, it's really good. Like, it gets a conversation going and, like, an actual chat going. Whereas, like, the only problem is, like, if I do a hobby live stream, I'm so engrossed by whatever the task is of the hobby that I'm doing. Or if I'm doing, like, a computer game, it's good. It's still good, but it just doesn't have that like unique twist that I think like a YouTube sort of like video or stream sort of has, that like really builds up a channel. And like I need to focus on like growth, like that's like the killer, and like adding my own personal touch to it, and also focusing on growth. So Logan says, I have a big fear of fiberglass. What's your fear of fiberglass, Logan? Like, why are you scared of it? Like, the fiberglass that we have, like, installed, it's got, like, a plastic liner. It comes in sort of like a plastic bag. And it rolls out. So, it's not too bad. It's not too bad unless you start disturbing it quite a lot. It's, like, going to be perfectly fine, you know. You know, it's not going to harm you. Not gonna harm you, you'll be alright, you know. But we want to like line, we have like some crawl spaces here and we want to like line them out. So that's why they call it beauty sleep. Just hit me, lol. I know, beauty sleep's like awesome. Like, I must admit I've been doing a lot of sleeping. Like, not excessive sleeping, but a lot of sleeping and, like, naps in the day. And, like, it's just been, like, so awesome. It has been, like, brilliant. And it's given me the energy to like do live streams again and stuff, because I really got like to a point where I was really struggling to get the energy to do anything. Juggle torches and pole dance simultaneously, instant views. You could, but like I think the pole dancing you'd have to be careful, like you were fully clothed sort of thing. You know, you'd have to be like clothed, I think. Because like it needs to be advertiser friendly, and that's the big thing. I don't know why this was algorithmically selected as not being advertiser friendly. It's kind of a bit silly, but it's not like too bad. We'll sort it out. I'm sure like the manual review will say it's okay. I've got a video that I'm waiting to like release, but sadly I've got a video that I'm waiting for release, but sadly, like, I'm waiting on a manual review of it, so that's the problem. But yeah, I'd love more views, and it's trying to like cock up a way of like getting the more views, if you know what I mean. Thousands of tiny bits of glass inside a firmer material. If you touch it, you'll itch forever. Yeah, I think you do. Like, the little glass fibres are like nasty, so I understand what you mean. Like, you definitely need to wear like gloves and protective gear, but like I say, if it the way it's installed, if it's installed properly, like you never even touch the stuff. I'm glad you kept the walls white. It really helps brighten up the room. No, we painted these white. We painted them white. They were like a weird cream. I think when we first moved into this house, like they were a weird like cream colour. So we sort of like painted that over with white because it's just so much better. Like white is so much better. Definitely. But yeah, fiberglass insulation, it's okay, but like I prefer foam insulation a lot more. Like proper Kingspan foam and stuff. Like foam insulation is a lot better. But yeah, I'm sure like in future videos I'm gonna do like an insulation video, insulating the house to keep it warmer, you know, and keep the damp at bay, keep the damp away, you know. Definitely, because it can get damp. Like we've got like a damp wall downstairs that I need to like do something with. But I've got to like destroy the skirting board to like do stuff to it. Oh, it's hard work, you know. Have you always lived in Blackpool, says Rob? Yes, I have. I was born in Blackpool. I was born here. I was born here, I'll live here, I'll die here. You know what I mean? Sort of thing. Eduardo says, cool. Yeah, I'm sure we'll do something, because I've got like to tackle some like severe like rising damp issues in a wall that just needs like absolutely sorting out. But that is for like a different titled stream, if you know what I mean. It's for like another time and another place. Ding ding. I don't know why my phone's going buzz buzz ding ding. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's all good. You know what I mean? It's all good and it's all cool. Wow, we've done like 1 hour, 53 minutes. So like definitely going to push it to 2 hours, and then it should be good. There was also a building site really that wasn't disposing of it correctly. It was all over the street. Oh no, that's like really bad. Yeah, like that's like when you need to be careful of something. Building material prices went up there too. I haven't bought any building materials recently, but I believe that they have. I believe that the price has like gone up quite a bit because it's something to do with like all the building that they're in. The building quite a lot of houses here, so and they've got difficulty sourcing the materials. So yeah, the price of building materials has like really like shot up recently. But I mean, like, this event that's hit the world, like, it's such a global, like, changing event that's never happened before. It's completely crazy. Well, it's like happened with like Spanish flu, but like they did it differently back then. So it's really crazy how it's affected everything, and it's going to be really interesting to see how coming out of all this, how things are going to change, and like the world's never going to be the same place again after it. Wood is up by half. I thought that because I saw like wood sheds, like I was going to get like a wood shed kit, and like the prices of them have gone like really high for some reason. So like, yeah, that's like the price of wood going up. But I've got a feeling that the prices are going to come down soon. Yeah. I've got a feeling though that the prices are going to start coming down as we sort of like everything sort of starts to work itself out and sort of starts to bounce back. So I think like the big thing as well at the moment is going to be like delaying things. Like if we delay stuff, then we should be okay. You know, that's what I'm thinking anyway. That if we delay things. So like I'm going to definitely do like 2 hours on this stream. Like we're going to have like a 2-hour epic stream. And then like I'm going to make a judgment call. I think like 2.5 hours seems like a really good number to sort of stream to. So yeah, 2.5 hours seems like a really good sort of like stream length sort of thing. So that's what I'm going to try and do anyway. Try and like milk the stream best I can. And oh, wow, like I can't believe that we've got like 14 consecutive viewers. Like the views are going up. It's super cool. You ever thought of an outdoor model train? I've done it. I had a garden railway, and like this is the like how silly it is. Back in 2005, I think it was 2004, 2005. I think it was probably 2005. I had a garden railway, and I actually set up a camera to live stream the garden railway in the garden. So like that's how like old school cool like it was. It was like one of the first streaming. But here's the thing that's silly, because like I was still like not trans then. Like I was transgender, but I wasn't like I was in the closet sort of thing. Like it just put me off doing like anything in front of the camera. I hated being in front of the camera because it reminded me of like my male self, and I hated it. And then obviously the moment I started actually doing something about being trans, that's when it was like different, you know. And that's when like my channel really started to go places. Building materials has went up. Russia, China, Brazil have emerged as powerhouse economies. Real competition has increased. That would be brilliant. Yeah, like I did it. I had the outdoor railway and I did it. But like I've had to take it up because we're building like Project Mega Shed. Bricks individually are still good, but have been a while, so they have risen to last time I went brick shopping. It was 7 months ago. I was going to buy a brick and call it Brick Astley. Brick shopping. Like, I've gone brick shopping in the past for like lots of bricks, but then we decided it was just like too expensive. You know what I mean? It was just like way too expensive for what it was, which was a shame. And then I was looking at like black bricks. Like black bricks look really good, you know. So yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. It's good fun. But yeah, coming out of lockdown, I've got like different hopes and aspirations. So I've got lots of ideas. I've got lots of ideas for my YouTube channel, but sadly, like, I don't have the time really to do everything that I want. So I'm gonna have to just prioritize what's important, and that's the biggest thing, you know. That's the thing. We all had to come out, didn't we? Couldn't stand it anymore. Bricks are pricey by the numbers. They certainly are. Like, they add up. You'd be surprised how many bricks go into something. Black bricks sounds good. Yeah, they were like really expensive. They were like double the price of like a red brick. Like, the black bricks were like double the price. It's the wood that is killing out. I think like in England, like it's just all materials. So close to buying it, but it would have busted my bike bags. Like, if you buy just one brick, you might have been okay, Logan. Like, one brick shouldn't be that heavy. But yeah. Where was I? Yeah, we had to come out. Like, being trans, like, you can't keep it hidden away. It's just, you end up losing your life. 65p per brick in December 2020. Yeah, like, I'm trying to think of like what it was per brick when I went looking. It doesn't sound like a lot different, but I think they might have been like 45p a brick or something. You know, it's not like insanely different, but it's certainly like a significant price increase since last time I went looking at bricks, you know. This would explain why I was getting ads for chopping trees down. Yeah, so like, yeah, I think like being trans, like, you have to like come out. I don't think you can stay in the closet. I think everyone has to come out eventually. You know, it's very difficult to sort of like stay in the closet, certainly with your identity, because it's sort of like every year that goes by, it feels like you're wasting your life. Certainly for me, that was the case, and that was like what forced me to do it, because I feel like my 20s just got wasted. You know, I knew I was trans and I was like doing things to actually come out the closet, but like I just wasn't there. And I was YouTubing things as well, but like it was never there. It just like, I didn't have that like special thing to actually make it good. That's what I was planning, but they all had sharp edges. My bags are very thin. Ah, right, I understand now what you mean. You might have had to have like bought the brick and then like wrapped it in like a plastic bag or something, and then put it into the bag of your bike, maybe. Yeah, I understand what you mean though, because the brick will like just slice straight through it. Definitely. You know. It definitely will. Right, okay, we're into the 2 hour live stream, and I can't believe we've still got like 10 concurrent viewers. It's like absolutely awesome. But I'm gonna have to like consider like winding the stream down soon. So yeah, I'm gonna like carry on talking for a little bit longer, but then obviously like I'm gonna have to work on like bringing the stream to a gradual close, you know, because it's got like super late. So like I'll go like another 15 minutes. I was gonna go to like 2.5 hours, but like I'll go to like 2 hours 15 minutes, because we're not that far off that now. So if you've got like a comment that you'd like to say, or something you'd like to say, or a question you'd like to ask me, then don't hesitate to get it in now while you still can. How old were you when you first started to dress? I was about 8 years old, but like my father like reacted like really badly to it, so I went like back into the closet. I was back into the closet again. But I've got like vague memories of being like 4 or 5 even, like knowing that there was something not right. But like 4 or 5 was like, it's like a blur. I'd say 6. Like there was certainly something at age 6 that like wasn't right, but like I say age 8, like age 8 is the one where like I definitely knew there was something different, you know. If my top clip was bigger, it would have been totally safe, but I bought a cute Waitrose Sparrow instead, and a springly plumber's tool. Ah, right. I understand what you mean, Logan. I know what you mean, so it was like difficult, you know. So yeah, I'm looking forward to everything opening up, and yeah, it's going to be like really fun. And I've had so much fun like doing this live stream. I'm definitely got to do like more of this live stream format. It's been like really popular, and people have like really enjoyed it. I go walking in the park dressed up. I'd be scared as hell, but I love every second of it. Just be myself is the reward in itself. Yeah, and I think like if you go to the park, like if you keep your distance away from people, like from a distance, people like can't tell quite as much or aren't as bothered, you know. Just like don't bother with stuff as much, like from a distance. I think when you go to bars and stuff, like people get a bit more like territorial over them and stuff, or like you're in not like close quarters with people. So definitely like parks are good. Oliver Cruz says, heart, 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 thank you. Do you do any workout to be nice and slim? I don't work out specifically, but I'm quite an active person, and like we have like lots of stairs in this house and a big garden, so I'm always walking around and always walking about, and I'm quite active. So I think that's like what keeps me, and I also like I'm careful not to eat like too much junk food or anything, so I'm always eating like quite healthy food, which helps, you know. That like definitely helps, almost certainly, you know. That's definite like plus, you know, definite like plus thing. So yeah, I'm gonna like push this to like 2 hours and 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna have to sadly, unfortunately, call it a day. But it's been, I can tell from like the stream statistics that it's been like super popular. It's just a shame that I didn't start this earlier, but definitely like between 7 and 11. Do you shop online for clothes or use shops? At the moment, during the pandemic, I've been using online. Like a lot of my clothes have been online. Anything I've been shopping, clothes shopping, I've been doing it online at the moment. So yeah, I've definitely been like an online addict during the pandemic. And yeah, it's like great. But I'm looking forward to shops opening because it is quite nice going like shopping, and then like there's opportunity to do like, you know, TGirl goes shopping, you know, in public. So there's loads of stuff like that we can do. Veggies really helps make my skin feel higher quality, like an expensive bag. Very nice. Very, very nice indeed. Yeah, I think I need to eat more vegetables. Definitely need to focus on eating more vegetables. Like, I eat them a little bit, but like I need to focus a lot more, like put a lot more energy into that, or effort into it. Better planning on meals. It's like difficult to plan meals when you're in all the time though, because like you're not eating takeaways or like junk food when you're out and about, but also like because you're in all the time, you have to be careful like what you're munching on, you know. Rob says, good night for now. Chat soon. Yay! Thank you so much for coming and talking, Rob. I'm going to be winding up the stream soon anyway. I'm in and out of charity shops, says Logan. Yeah, you can get some like really good charity shops. It's definitely good. You always get nice stuff from Pretty Little Thing. Pretty Little Thing's like super cute. Like they always have like really super cute stuff. Like, you have to be careful with some of like the items that they have, because like the style just doesn't suit my body at all. Like you have to be like they design stuff for like really curvy women, like the slim, but they have like loads of curves. But I'm fortunate that I've found like some really nice items from Pretty Little Thing, and they've been like quite reasonably cheap as well, so that's been awesome. It's been absolutely awesome. Yay! So yeah, it's nice. It's nice stuff. And yeah, I'm gonna like wrap this up in 5 minutes. So if anything's got anything to say, you've got 5 minutes to say it in. Because I'm going to be wrapping up the stream. Sadly, it got too late. It got too late. I used to shop exclusively online. Now I go out to the shops. They're not full anymore. Yeah, definitely. I think sometimes the high street can even have better deals than online. Because everyone knows you go online now. It used to be online was cheaper, and now they do better deals in shops. So it's something to be aware of. But yeah, I'm really glad this stream worked out really well. It was really good. I was going to do a more energetic stream and stuff, or a hobby one, but I was quite tired. It's a shame that I started so late, sadly. It is a shame that I started so late. I'm hot with the heart. Thank you. Hello. Thank you so much. So yeah, oh dear me. Oh, I was a bit. It should have started a lot sooner, but there we go. Why can't you pick a night for an open subject live stream like this one? Well, that's the plan, Paul. I'm just trying to work out what nights are best for me, what nights are best for viewers. I think it's going to be Saturday and Sunday between 7 and 11 p.m. or 7 p.m. till midnight-ish. That sort of band on a Sunday is really popular UK time on my channel stats. So that's definitely something that I'm going to work on. And yeah, it's definitely something I'm going to work on. I just don't, like I say, I've got a fear that if I set a specific day of the week in mind, that it's gonna I'm gonna let people down by missing it. So that's what I'm gonna try and do. I'm just gonna try and live stream as much as possible, and then work out what the best dates are. But I think it's gonna be Sundays. Sundays are a big one for my channel, so we've got to work that out. But it's just trying to fit it in, because sometimes I'll be too tired, or have a migraine or something, because I suffer from really bad migraines sometimes. So I might have a really bad migraine, or I might be just too tired from the day that I've had to try and live stream and stuff. But because YouTube's now my full-time job, that it's gonna be I need to put the time in and effort, and that's the plan. But the plan's to sort of do just as many as possible, I still buy the rompers I wear online. They don't sell them much in the shops. Online has more specialist sort of niche clothing that can work really well. So I guess it just depends what you're looking for. But yeah, and we've hit 12 minutes. So 2 hours and 40 minutes. So thank you, everyone. Thank you ever so much for joining the stream. It's been super awesome. And I plan on doing something tomorrow. Hopefully, who knows? We'll try and like wiggle something in. I'm sure I can do something. I'm sure I can manage to do something. And I'm going to put a lot more energy and a lot more effort into this. And then we can hopefully just see where it goes, and hopefully it equals a lot more watch time for the channel, because like that's what they focus on. So I'd like to thank you with the bottom of my heart. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening to me talk. Thank you all for participating in the chat. It's been absolutely awesome. We've all been able to talk about like different things and how everything's affected us. And Sleeping Beauty, thank you, Eduardo, and thank you everyone. We're gonna have like lots of exciting things. I'm gonna be busy doing lots of different things, so it's gonna be like totally awesome. And yeah, try and get the word out early enough. I know I will. Like it does have a feature where I can schedule a stream to sort of like warn people that it's coming. So yeah, definitely. But thank you ever so much, everyone, and hopefully there'll be like earlier in the day as well for like British people. Bye, Alex, says Robin. Thank you, Robin. Ala Recluse says, night, sweetheart. Paul Lindell says, I will see you tomorrow. Hopefully, if I have the energy to do the stream, hopefully I'll be alright. Okay. Thank you. They work best for my body type. Super cool, Rex. So, bye, and thank you so much for taking part in the live stream and just viewing. And smash the like if you enjoyed it. And bye. Bye. And